Well, hi, and welcome to podcast 6. And this one is the fastest way to burn out. So let's get started. So I wanted to look at this whole topic of staying excited for God and staying motivated and really just avoiding getting burnout. And it seems like it happens. People get burnt out. What I really want to look at is the difference between being, and doing. And I think our burnout happens when we are in the doing of it. I want to look at Mary and Martha. And you probably knew I was going to go here. And I'm telling you, I associate more with Martha than I do Mary. I am like such a Martha so many times. If you know me, you'd say, oh yeah, Michelle, yes, absolutely. You are a Martha. But let's just take a look at this account. It's in Luke 10, and I'm going to start in verse 38. And it says, now, as they were on their way, Jesus entered a village. And a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. Okay, so this was Martha's house. All is well. Verse 29, and she had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to him teaching. So you get this picture. He walks into Martha's house. Apparently, Mary comes, sits at his feet, and he's sitting there teaching. Okay, verse 40, But Martha, the sister, was distracted with much serving. And that word distracted means to draw different ways at the same time. So can't you just see what's happening there? Here's this nice little scene. Jesus sitting, Mary's sitting at his feet. She's listening to him teach. And then there's Martha in the background going, like with much serving, like she's got to do this, and then she's got to go over here and do this, and then she needs a tray for this, and she's got to get the water for here. She's got to get something for here. So she's just like going all these different directions. So what does she do? She comes up to the Lord and says, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her to come help me. So, Martha, she's like, enough of this. If Mary wasn't just sitting there listening, I'd like to be sitting there listening, but I have stuff to do. And so, come on, Jesus. Obviously, you don't care. You don't care that I'm just working myself and there's Mary. Could you just tell her to get up and help me? I can relate to that. So he says to her, Martha, Martha. Now, can't you just go, Martha, Martha? Like eye contact, I need you to look me in the eyes. You are anxious and troubled about many things. You are anxious and troubled about many things. So we know what anxious is. And the word troubled means disturbed. Like she was upset. She was going here, going there, getting this, getting that, just in the background, ba-da-da-da-da, and comes up to Jesus, accuses him, says, get her to help me. And he said, Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but here is the key. This one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which shall not be taken away from her. So what he's saying is there's one thing that's needed here. It's probably not all the serving that seems to be going on in the background. There's a lot of things going on, but there's one thing that's needed, and Mary picked that thing. She picked that thing. She picked the one thing that was needed, and I'm not taking it away from her. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you need to go be more like Martha. Like go and both of you just like go back and forth, and yeah, he wasn't going to do it. Why? Because that was not what was needed. That was not the most needed thing happening at that time. He says that she's anxious, she's troubled, and she was distracted. So these things are the fast track to burnout, okay? Serving the Lord, these are the fast track to burnout. She was anxious, distracted. She was accusative, troubled, all while serving the Lord. It all looks great. Looks like you got good intentions there. She wanted everything just right for him, but it's actually ruining her spiritual life. It's actually ruining her mental life. Like her mental health was going downhill. And this reminds me of a little story that I can remember from my childhood. And it's kind of one of my first memories, which I don't know how old I was. I was little, though. I was pretty little. And my family, we would spend a lot of time at the beach. We would all go and sit on the beach, and my sister and I, we'd play in the sand. We had our little pails, and we had our little shovels, and we would make sand castles. Anyway, this one memory that I have, we had a beach ball, and Oregon Beach is just super windy. It's always windy. Well, it was when I was a kid. And so I don't know why we had a beach ball. Like, what was the point when it was so windy? But anyway, we did. And I remember it got away from us, and it starts just rolling down the beach, like full speed ahead in the wind. And so I take off after it. Like, I figure I can catch this thing. I don't know why I thought that, but I did. And so I am just like running. And I don't know how old I was, but I was running full speed after this beach ball. It's like, I can get this. And then I think I passed out. I think I just totally passed out. And there may have been like some people, I think I saw them down that caught the beach ball because it was way down there, and they caught it because they saw this little kid like running for her life to try to catch this thing. And anyway, I'm pretty sure I passed out. And when I came to, my dad was there, and he said, "You got the wind knocked out of you." Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't even know if that is the wind getting knocked out of you, but something happened because I was trying really hard to catch that ball, and I did not catch that ball. The people handed it back to my dad. They kind of patted me on the head. "You poor little thing. You thought you could catch that." And so, yeah, that's one of my memories, near-death experience. But I feel like sometimes, isn't that what we do with God and with the Lord? Like, I can catch this ball. I can do it. And all we do is we just pass out. We end up on the ground. We end up on the sand because maybe God never asked us to catch the beach ball. Maybe the beach ball was going to be caught by some people way down on the other end of the beach. And he didn't actually need us trying to catch that beach ball. But there we are, giving it our all. And then we wonder, why did I pass out? I don't know. But that brings me to my next point. And that is, did Jesus want Martha doing all that stuff? Like, did he come into the house and say, "Martha, I would like a full meal. I'm very hungry. I need food. I need you to serve me. So get going. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to teach, and I want you to..." I mean, it's not recorded that he said that. And I'm just wondering how many times we do things that he didn't even ask us to do. Like, he's not even in on it. But we think we got to do it. There is a scripture in 1 Corinthians 13:3 that says, "If I give away all that I have, and if I deliver up my body to be burned, and I have not love, I gain nothing." And that giving up your body to be burned, that's like sacrificial service. That's like you serve so much that you are just burnt out. But it says if you don't have love. And that is what I see happening with the Mary and Martha story. I see that happening because Mary just wanted to sit and hear Jesus. She just wanted to sit at his feet. He's in their house. Like, if he came to your house right now and he came in and sat down in your chair, would you be in the kitchen like making a pot roast? Like, I've got to make a pot roast. Like, he's in your house. He's teaching. He's saying things. Like I just want to go sit at his feet. Well, apparently we can burn ourselves out, and he's not even in on it. And it says that love is the important thing. And with Mary, it was love. Love was the part that she picked. And that was the important thing. See, being with him has to come before our service. And otherwise, there's not going to be any profit. There's not going to be any benefit, and we will get burnout. So that is how to avoid burnout, is to love him and sit with him first. And this goes to my next point, and that is, how did Jesus do service? How, when he was in bodily form on earth and he's walking around on earth, how did he serve God? And it says in John 5:19 that he said, Jesus told his disciples, "Truly, truly, I say to you, the Son can do nothing of his own accord, but only what he sees the Father doing. For whatever the Father does, that the Son does likewise." Meaning, how did he serve? He only did the things he saw God doing. He saw the Father doing. That's what he did. Now, if we don't sit with Jesus at his feet first and find out what he's doing, how are we even going to know what to do? Like, we're just going to be guessing. We're just going, well, maybe he wants me to do this. Maybe he wants me to do that. Maybe I'll try to do everything all at once. And then maybe one of those things he'll want me to do. But that's just a great way to get completely burnt out. And how he did it, he went and he sat with the Father in fellowship, in a quiet time, in prayer. He went and he sat with him, and then whatever he saw the Father doing, that's what he did. That's how he served. He also says in John 12, "For I have not spoken on my own authority, but the Father who sent me has himself given me a commandment, what to say and what to speak. And I know that his commandment is eternal life. What I say, therefore, I say as the Father has told me." So he didn't say anything that the Father wasn't saying. And he didn't do anything that the Father wasn't doing. And that was a great way to avoid burnout, where you're not just running all over the place trying to do everything you think you're supposed to be doing, but do what God's doing. What is God showing you to do? What is he saying? What is he telling you to say? And those are the things that we want to do to serve him. We want to sit at his feet first, find out what it is that he's saying, what is he doing, and then serve him in those ways. Do those things. We really need to come into a balance between our being with him and our doing. Because if we just be with him all day long and never actually do anything, well, that's nice. I like it, actually. It's very nice. But we won't ever accomplish anything on earth that heaven is doing. But if we do things without being with him first, then we're just going to be doing all these things. We may be bringing heaven to earth. We may not. We don't even know. We're just guessing at that point. So really what we want to do is we want to concentrate on being with him, being available to sit with him, listening to him, listening with our heart. What is he saying? What is he doing? And then go do that. Have that be our service. We should release ourselves from the pressure to perform. And that's a hard one. We just want to make it right. We just want to do. And we just need to release ourselves from that and just simply be. Just be with him. Just enjoy being and loving him and being in that place. We will accomplish more if we establish a be mindset, to be with him first before we have a do mindset, where we can change our mindset so that we go there first before we just run off and go do something. And that is how we will avoid burnout. But if we want the fast, let me answer my little title here. The fastest way to burnout is just keep doing, running after that ball. Just try as many things as you can think of, because it is guaranteed. If love does not come first, if you do not sit with the master first and hear his heart, then we will end up burnt out, and we just don't want to do that. So that is my little encouragement for today. Go and sit with him, go and talk to him, go and find out what he's saying, find out what he's doing, and you will be blessed in everything that you do.